guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Jerry Home Dodge, sunny Tampa, Florida, and we have something that a lot of other YouTube channels for some reason don't bring. We have a 2020 Dodge Charger SXT trim featured in this beautiful F8 green. But before we dive into this, let's talk a little bit about the Dodge Charger. Charger's been around, believe it or not, since 1966. Over the years, it's taken different forms, but the wonderful news is that today you could have your Charger and you could have it any way you want. Let's say you don't want a muscle car version of the Charger with a big V8 or supercharger. You don't know anything about that. You just want something that has some style, has some room on the interior, and has that classic name, that Charger name. That's where the SXT falls into alignment. You're gonna get a rear-wheel drive platform, plenty of room on the interior, and some very unique, distinct lines, especially featured in this F8 green. Plus, you get to drive around in all that history, that Charger nameplate and what it means, not only to the auto industry, but also the good old US of A. So let's go ahead, dive into this four-door sedan known as the Charger, and see what the SXT trim brings to the table. Right off the bat, unmistakable lines of a Charger. Has not changed greatly over the past few years, but still getting the business done. You have your LED daytime running lamps, your projector beam style headlight. For the most part, I've actually liked the look of the Charger a little bit more than the Challenger. You have the gloss black. Down below, you do have a functional vent up front. This top portion is blocked off, but this lower portion is functional, so that's nice to see. We come across the center grille, and I like the way the gloss black kind of dips down and fills in that middle section. Also love the design of the grille, even on the SXT trim. A little bit of gloss black, the flat black, the Dodge name badge. You drop down, you're gonna have more functional grille area for that radiator that resides behind the front fascia. Everything flat black. But even, like I said, at this SXT trim, which is your base trim, still looking mean, still looking tough. Now, when we get up onto the hood, I like what's going on with the body lines. You have these two distinct lines that actually start on the front fascia, go into the hood, and then you have a couple more that kind of cascade away from it. So I'm really thinking that the way that they did the hood design gives it plenty of character. Now, when you come around the bend, what are we working with wheel and tire stuff? Now, this one has optional 20-inch wheels. So this is a 20-inch wheel, 245 on the width, 45 series on the sidewall. I think this gunmetal gray works perfect with this green, would probably work perfect with any color, but just enough space in between the top of the tire inside the fender to make it look interesting and super clean. You go down the fender, very, very clean bodywork. This one has the black mirror caps, no sunroof, but you're gonna have flat black around the window treatment and in the center. Even on the side, besides this body line, which this body line is on the money. This is one of probably the most distinguishable body lines when it comes to the side of a car. That Charger it carries it all the way to the back. We get to the tail end of the business. What are we working with? We got a nice flat black trunk-lid spoiler. This is actually the same trunk-lid spoiler on an RT, on a Scat Pack. Super clean, and I love the way it extends past the actual trunk opening. It all goes up in one piece. Now, Dodge has been blacked out. The Charger name has been blacked out. You get the full LED brake lights, and the whole thing lights up. You work your way down. You have these decorative trim rings. They look good from a distance, but the one thing that's kind of interesting, and I don't know how I'm going to show you here, is that you could actually see my finger from behind the trim ring, because where they have the exhaust pipe, there's a bit of a distance. But when you're driving behind this car, it actually looks pretty clean. So not too bad. I'm just glad that they are functional. They could have just put two black pieces of plastic, black plastic in there and blocked it off. But let's go ahead, pop the hood and see what's powering this SXT. All right, guys, we do have the hood pop. You do have hydraulic struts. I am gonna zonk this engine cover. It literally looks like a trash can lid. But below that cover is, like it says, a 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6. So you're looking at 292 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque. It's all mated through an 8-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in about 6.4 seconds, top speed 124 miles an hour. MPGs, you're looking at 19 in the city, 30 on the highway, and this particular Charger weighs in around 3,934 pounds. The great news about this is that if you don't want to go Accord, you don't want to go Avalon or Camry, you can have that American-made car, that American name Charger, in a four-door sedan for your family. But why don't we go ahead? We've heard what V8s sound like here on Rady's Rides when the Charger name is attached to it. Let's fire up this V6 and see if it makes any sound. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Dodge Charger SXT. I know you're at that point where you're like, Joe, okay, I like the looks on the exterior. V6 sounds good, naturally aspirated. How much is this? MSRP on this particular one is right at $32,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, door panel, you are getting soft material at the top. I do like that nice diagonal contrast stitching. I'm gonna zonk the cloth though. I wish they would have just went like leatherette material or even plastic rather than the cloth. The armrest though is very soft. You have the contrast stitching, a little bit of gloss black, and then you're gonna have a large pocket down there where you could put easily a foot-long cold cut combo from Subway, or buy yourself a few Big Macs and slam them in there, and a nice bottle of Coca-Cola. Dash, soft material. It's just this, the pattern is like elephant skin. It's not my favorite. Charger nameplate in case you forget what kind of car you drive. Everything else is going to be the same as on the big engine Chargers. The only difference is 7-inch screen. So instead of an 8.4-inch screen, you have the 7-inch screen. It is a touch screen, which is nice. You can get into your AC controls, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Makes life a lot easier. You got your start-stop button. If you don't like touching the screen, you got radio controls, you got AC controls, you got a cubby down there for some Baby Ruth, maybe some Milky Way. Open that up, you got a 12-volt. This is a little tiny container for some breath mints. When you go to pick up your girlfriend or boyfriend, you need to make out with them, have a breath mint first. This is controlling that 8-speed automatic transmission. A little bit of silver trim is tasteful. Key fob, it is your standard Dodge key fob. You do have remote start, and you could pop the trunk remotely. So you could drive by and have people throw things in it. And what's nice is it's got a tasteful lid. Gloss black is nice, soft on the armrest. Pick it up, look at this. Dodge knows how to party. You got a party tray, you can put your Planters peanuts in there. USB aux jack, 12-volt, and you could even probably fit about 8 Twinkies in there if you just lay them down horizontally. Piece of cake. Seats, comfy, supportive. They are cloth. This material though feels very, very durable. Even on the outside, it feels like it's gonna wear very nicely. Of course, you're gonna have manual seat controls, which are on the side and on the bottom here. For the driver, I have power assist for my side, which is great. Plenty of headroom in here, which is another nice thing. But come on over to the business end. I'll show you behind the wheel of this Charger SXT. All right, guys, business time. Behind the wheel of the Charger, you do have your power seat controls, which is nice. Steering wheel I actually like. I like it all blacked out. Super clean. Thickness is great. Horn button isn't the sexiest, but it'll do. Gauges though, I love the gauges in this Charger. Everything blacked out. You have that great information display in the center there where you could toggle through a cornucopia of information. And then you have an analog tach and an analog speedometer, which is great. So I think that when it comes to like gauge layout, they did a great job. Let's check out the back seat and see how much room your passengers are gonna have in this 6-cylinder Charger. All right, guys, backseat time in this Charger. You know, this is really where it comes out a true winner. Plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder room. I love the way the seat's kind of angled. You do have cloth all the way around, but the good news is it's black and it'll be easy to clean. Good sized pocket. You could put easily a toothbrush, maybe a hairbrush in there, a mirror, a back scratcher. You got 2 AC vents back here, 2 USBs. So they got you covered connectivity wise. And I have my own pocket here, plenty of knee and leg room. And then look at this. On top of it, we got an armrest. Soft as a big old container of Charmin that you've been hoarding. 2 cup holders, which is nice. Throw it back real easy. Let's go ahead and pop the trunk and see how much room we have in this Charger. All right, guys, time to see what kind of junk we could throw in the trunk of this Charger. Opens up nicely. Look how wide that opening is. Really great. Remember, this is rear-wheel drive platform, so that means you got a drive shaft connecting the rear wheels to the ground to deliver that power. You can fold down the seats, 60-40 split, and then you have a nice little cubby there and a little hanger. You can hang your grocery bags on the side so you don't have your avocados and mangoes rolling around. But why don't we go ahead, if you're ready, I'm definitely ready. Let's take this F8 green Charger for a spin. All right, guys, we left Jerry Home Dodge. We're in the 2020 Charger SXT Blacktop Edition. I'll tell you, you know, from behind the wheel, it feels like you're in a V8 Charger. You get all the same niceties on the interior. Obviously, when you get on the loud pedal, that's where things are going to be a little different. So on throttle, here we go. Not too shabby. 8-speed drops down right away. Super smooth. You are getting a bit of noise coming from underneath the hood, but it's nothing too terrible. Into this roundabout here. Nice feedback coming to the wheel. Same great visibility out the front, out the back. And I'm telling you that the power delivery is super smooth from the V6. You're gonna get that linear power band because you're not dealing with a turbocharger or a supercharger. Seats, they're a little, it's a little interesting because they feel like they're too firm. I think with some time they probably break in a little bit, but right now my backside is saying that they're a little on the firm side. But just like any other Charger we've been in, armrests are great, nice and soft. This steering wheel, really love the thickness of it. Even the smaller screen, the 7-inch display, is still plenty on this Charger. The 8.4-inch, of course, is, you know, bigger is better, right? That's what she said. But the 7-inch, still, you're gonna get plenty of pleasure from it. Putting your fingers all over it. Nice and smooth. Like the hood, all those creases in the hood look really, really great from behind the wheel. Let's go ahead and do a acceleration test from a dead stop. Left foot braking on throttle, here we go. Gets the power down, no drama from your baby's mama or this Charger. Real smooth shifts, and you're off and running. So really the way that they have the car, it is a nice daily driver that you're not gonna get yourself in trouble with. I mean, you could, but you really got to be doing something super stupid in this thing to get yourself in trouble. Back seat, plenty of room for the passengers. Trunk, plenty of room as well. I think overall, you know, for 32 grand sticker, not too shabby. And then of course, you got incentives and rebates, which you could take advantage of as well. All right, guys, getting out onto this three-lane road, technically 6-lane if you count the other traffic there. The ride quality is super smooth. And to be honest with you, it's actually pretty quiet in the cabin as well. So they did a great job with that. Looking out the rearview mirror, you can see the top of that flat black spoiler, that trunk lid spoiler, which is really nice. But everything is well laid out in here. Getting to the controls is super simple. And I'm pleasantly surprised. I thought that the SXT would be a bare bones, you know, boring ride, but overall not too shabby. All right, guys, acceleration, and we're gonna go in this right-hand bend. Gonna merge out onto the highway. Yeah, you're not gonna have any trouble merging or anything like that. I think 0 to 60, 6.4 seconds for a lot of people is plenty. Super smooth. The dash material, it's just, it's a little rough with the elephant skin look, but other than that, I love the gauges. That's probably one of my favorite things on the inside. But hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel of what this Charger brings to the table. We're gonna wrap this one up, get back to Jerry Home Dodge, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another great day here at Jerry Home Dodge. I definitely gotta thank J-Rod, the rest of the crew, getting us access to this F8 green 2020 Charger SXT. Is it a value powerhouse for a 4-door sedan with a V6 rear-wheel drive? I think definitely at an MSRP of 32, think about incentives and rebates, you're gonna get that lower than 30 grand. I think it's a lot of car for the money, and you have that great Charger name to go with it. But if it's cars like these that you love to see on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raise Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee. His muscles got a little bit larger over this Charger. He wants the Scat Pack wide body. So Tom will get that one next. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.